Hello, boys and girls. Now, if you guys are fans of B-horror like myself, right? You have probably, well, it's actually, I think, worse than a B-horror, but you may have heard of, Santa versus the Martians. Well, today, kids, we're going to talk about the Christmas the aliens didn't come. Yes. And what failed as a doomsday prophecy actually taught psychologists about the nature of belief. Okay? You don't look at him, he's so happy. I love that. This is taken in Roswell, New Mexico on December 27, 2010. Isn't that darling? And we want to thank the Atlantic.com, whose link will be down in the description, about this particular article that I'm going to review here. Of course, you can go back and read it for yourself. But basically, it goes on to say at around 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve in 1954, okay, in Oak Park, Illinois, people were sitting around and they're singing Christmas carols and what have you. And it all started actually with a prophecy that a massive flood was coming on December 21st, 1954. The messages were just one of many that this gentleman, whose last name was Martin, got involved in Scientology and interested in flying saucers and claimed to receive from beings was said to have been called guardians. Okay? And here's a quote. It started to teach people about belief and faith, because even though the predictions, they did not come true. All right? And like so many, let's call you out on this. Hey, Gene Dixon, what up? And the following is part of the interview between the news person and Armstrong. Dr. Armstrong, says the newsman, I wanted to ask you, with your reference to this business about, you're calling the paper to say that you were going to be picked up at 6 o'clock this evening. I just wanted to find out exactly what happened. Didn't you send a message that you should have been packed and waiting by 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve? Armstrong, no. Newsman, no? No, I'm sorry, sir. Weren't the spacemen supposed to pick you up at 6 p.m.? Armstrong, well, there was a spaceman in the crowd with the helmet on and a white gown and whatnot. Newsman, a spaceman in the crowd? Well, it was a little hard to tell. But of course, when we broke up, there was evidently a spaceman there. He had his space helmet on, and he had a big white gown on. You don't think that might have been somebody there to take you away? Ha ha, hee hee ho. Anyway, take a lot of the, what somebody predicts as a grain of salt. But don't ever forget there is such a thing as self-fulfilling prophecy. I know. I can predict I'm about out. I am your ever faithful granny monster, and I'm out. Deuces. White coat.
Armstrong, well, it was a little hard to tell, but of course, that was last when we broke up. Why, there are I can't with this. I'm going to have to take this out as a blooper and try it again. Well, it's a little hard to tell, but of course, the last when we broke up, why, there was very evidently a spaceman there because he had his space helmet on and he had a big white Okay. Third time's a charm. What's a little hard to tell, but of course, at the last, when we broke up, why, there was very evidently one more.
Christmas news story. Being that this is history and headlines, this is a headline, I guess. Christmas dinner pot noodle launched. So I guess the ramen company is joining the Christmas bandwagon like everybody else. Um, Will and Guy will not be eating this type of food for their Christmas lunch on the 25th December. We find it hard to believe that this product really does exist, but here it is. We appreciate that many people will be cutting back this Christmas because of the economic climate, but perhaps the pot noodle is going a step too far. Its claim that it's a special version of the student favorite, and at £1 10 pence or $1.77 US, it will fit most budgets. Manufacturer Unilever. Oh, okay, so it's not ramen, it's Unilever. Okay. Said it's a fusion of turkey and stuffing with all the trimmings. Okay. 2 pence from each sale will go to buy phone time for British troops stationed abroad. Troops taste tested the new recipe of their flavored home comfort snack. Squadron leader Stuart Balfour, Royal Air Force, told us it will help keep them in touch with loved ones at a really important time of the year. Somehow I don't think ramen type noodles are really going to go ahead and do that, but okay. For this reason alone, Will and Guy applaud the idea. Well, I don't know, fellas. Let me know what you think.
I've seen a lot of videos about cats at Christmas time climbing the trees, knocking them over, breaking ornaments, and what have you. And it brings back a lot of memories because in our family, all the cats, and we've had about, well, including my immediate family and myself, all told, I've had about 7, 8 cats in my life. And never one of them showed any interest whatsoever in the Christmas trees, let alone climbing them. Shiloh and Kevin, who was named after Kevin Cronin of REO Speedwagon, loved to lay under the tree amongst the packages, never made an effort to bother the packages, nothing, just wanted to lay with them. When I was 2, I climbed the Christmas tree, knocked it over, screaming, "Mine! Mine!" Happy holidays, all.
This article idea was suggested by Granny Monster, and 'tis the season to give gifts. And in the spirit of giving, we're providing 41 wacky Christmas gift ideas thanks to the HuffPost. Link will most likely be in description. Otherwise, it'll be across the top or the bottom of the screen. So the first is beardaments, and that's ornaments instead of for your Christmas tree, for your beard, whether you're a man or a woman. I guess you can hang it in your hair as well. Christmas sweaters with dinosaurs coming out of your chest and your back. A giant inflatable bottle of ranch dressing, because, in your front lawn, why have a sleigh when you can have a giant bottle of ranch dressing? A wine bottle stopper that looks like a mouse. I like my red and white wine. Put some mouse in there. A hairy Santa bod sweater. Yeah, that looks about right. A talking Trump bottle opener. I would not want this for Christmas, but I think plenty of Trump fans might like it. He should probably stuff a bottle up his bum. William Shakespeare tissue box. Oh, yes. Spouting much. Breaking Bad incense burner. I've tried to watch Breaking Bad, but it's another one of those series where I just couldn't get behind it. But I do like Better Call Saul, though, which is the spin-off. Spider nose warmer. Yep, you know, for your extremities. Death Star tree topper. I guess if you're going to have a star, you might as well have Death Star. A crappy plunger. Alright. Ugly Christmas sweater necklace. Yep, to go with your Christmas sweater with a dinosaur coming out of your chest and your back. You might as well have an ugly Christmas sweater necklace as well. Santa drops a deuce. Oh dear, another Christmas sweater idea. Talking President Predictor. It's like those balls where you shake, yes, no, maybe, never, that kind of thing, but it's Donald Trump. Alice Cooper figurine. Exactly, like there. The Prince of Dark Rock. Have him on your shelf or under your Christmas tree. Cat butt scratch and sniff book. Oh yes, for people who love their cats very, very much. Snowman bowl. Ooh, I think this is going to have to be age restricted, this video now. Inflatable cup of noodles. Well, Lama did a story about cup noodles, and now you've got a really huge family portion. Cup noodles for the whole family. Super duck cover-up. Yes, to make sure that you're nice and dry at the beach or the pools. Kayak disguised as a backpack. Oh, it's not quite undercover, this kayak, but yeah, I've seen fold-out kayaks actually. Fake trees, ugly Christmas sweater. Fake trees as opposed to fake news printed on fake trees. Melting clock. Very Dali. A wireless mouse. Alright, in the face of that Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. See, I know my modern sci-fi franchises. Santa sold shrooms. Drink holding belt buckle. Oh yes, very useful for the rednecks. Banana phone. Wasn't that big in the 80s to have a phone in the shape of a banana? The comfy. This supersized hoodie so that you can sit on your couch and have everything. Blanket, clothes, and crumb catcher all in one. Thanos cookie jar. With a snap of his fingers, there came some cookies. Sushi socks. Socks that roll up to look like sushi. Alright. Beach Bay Draft. That's a good idea. Baseball hat with chalkboard. Yes, just so you can decorate your own baseball hat. Flush and Frenzy. Yes, toy, poo and toilet and plunger. Thor hammer meat tenderizer. For the cooks and the gods out there, cooking gods. Another sweater idea. Car umbrella. I don't know how you would be able to see. I guess this is if you don't have a carport or garage, and while your car is parked, you can still be undercover. Captain America carving board. It's a very superhero themed kitchen at the HuffPost. Cooler with built-in blender. My goodness, that's a super cooler. In Australia we call them eskies, but that's a esky on steroids. Goodness. Pickle Rick sleeping bag. Oh yeah, just sleep inside Pickle Rick and roll around. X-Files Barbies. X-File figurines of Scully and Mulder. More things underneath your Christmas tree instead of the Virgin Mary and Joseph. Paper planes that are app controlled. Oh gosh, things, just things, is it all just things? We wish you a poopy Christmas. Fudgy the Poop Man's collection of Christmas classics. A CD of poopy songs. And that was it. Merry Christmas, guys, and have a wonderful 2020.
H&H with ActionGal. This is Pet Monster, and thanks for watching.